Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast with me, Jenny from the blockchain, and my co-host, Michael Keene. For today's interview, we have Leslie Motta joining us. She is the VP of Operations for Gokhshtein, a Web3 media company. And yeah, we are excited to chat with her. She also spoke at NFT NYC recently, and we both actually missed NFT NYC. So we're pumped to hear how it all went down. You're going to have to fill us in on everything. Yeah, Leslie, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I am very excited. You know, I've known about you in the space for a long time. And you were kind of one of those celebrities. And when I met you at VCon, I was stoked to finally meet Jenny from the blockchain.
Yes, I'm pumped to have you on too, because I mean, you're always you're all over Twitter as well. I'm always seeing you, you're hosting spaces, you're in videos, doing interviews. And so it's about time we finally had you on the show. So yeah, excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Yes. We have kind of a lot to get into, but I kind of first want to hear about NFT NYC because, like I said, we missed it. And I know that you spoke at it. You spoke about turning customers into community, decoding NFT loyalty. You also did interviews from there. You had a lot going on. So tell us what was your experience like?
It was a busy experience. It was a little bit different than others because, typically I would go as a speaker and don't have to manage a team, don't have to, worry about other elements. So you just worry about yourself, what you're going to be doing. So this trip was a little bit different because we did partner up with NFT NYC as the media company, and we were manning a news desk, and we had some of our content creators, some of our media personalities go with us. And, having to manage that aspect of it, it was different, but it was a very rewarding experience. So I was running with my head chopped off. I did speak about, the NFTs loyalties and how we can turn customers, into community members, longtime fans of, the brands and what we're doing. And the NFT event, I got to meet a lot of new people that I have not met before. So it was a little bit quieter. It wasn't as busy, as previous years. But I think what I enjoyed is because it wasn't that busy, you had more flexibility of meeting with people from different brands, bigger corporations that, previously you might not have had access to because they're either busy, there's a lot more people, they're scheduled. And with it not being that many people, you were able to schedule meetings with people that you probably thought that you would not be able to schedule. And then, the lines weren't that big when you wanted to go and talk to booths and stuff like that. So it just gave you the flexibility to be more engaged, more present. And to me, it was worth it. And, the certain things do change like any other conference last minute, but that's okay because, you just roll with the punches and you make the best of it.
You did a wonderful job there as the official media partner of glossing over all of the FUD that's been out there. Like people were saying how I don't know. You probably saw some of the FUD about the conference.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's.
I was just laughing. No, you did a great job. It was very political.
Thank you.
But you had a good perspective.
There's always going to be FUD. But at the end of the day, the way that we looked at it and the way that we see it is what is our intent going there? It's like when you say, it's like, when you're going to first start your podcast, when you're going to start a video, if you are able to engage at least one person, make a life long impression for one person, then, you've done what you set your goal to be. And with the event, I did see a lot of FUD, people commenting about it in person. And one of the things when I spoke to our team to wrap up the event yesterday, they had nothing but positive things to say about it, regardless if it was empty, if it was not like the previous years, because all of our expectations was about the connections that we're building, the partnerships that we're building, the community that we're building. And we didn't go with the intent to expect it to be like a full-blown event where it's just going to wow us. It's like, what did we gain from going to the event?
Well, you guys are smart then. I love that. You go in and you're not worried about the FUD. You go in and accomplish a mission. I love that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. And what's the TLDR on how you turn customers into community?
I think the TLDR, how to turn customers into a community, is make them feel inclusive, make them feel part of something greater, and bring them into your world. Share pieces of what you're building. And when you do ask for feedback, or, when you do focus groups, is implement, some of their ideas or acknowledge some of their ideas. Doesn't mean that you necessarily have to implement everything, but how can you get them to be part of what you're building? Whether it's creating, little videos for you, whether it's creating memes, graphics, something, and then you put it out there, that helps them become inclusive. And in turn, they become loyal fans of your brand and what you're building.
Nice.
That's exactly what one of the things that Steve NFT Bark in his book, the Everything Token, he was talking about that. Like, if you make them feel included and like they're a part of it, then they're gonna want to be so much more loyal and share it with others and get the word out. And so yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. It's like, yeah, making people feel included. And that's so true. It's like, we all just want to feel like we're a part of something.
One of the things that we get a lot too, like when we're having spaces, we already have a loyal fan. And, a lot of them come up and they're like, hire us. And David will tell you I'm very, very selective who we hire, who we bring on. But when they are in the spaces with us, one of the things that we tell them, you're already part of the fam. You're here, you're advocating, and, you're an unwritten ambassador already for the brand. So, trying to make them feel inclusive that way as part of the community, lead a community, create groups, and put us in there, put the leadership in there, and we'll interact whenever we can. That way it shows that you are also building something, that you're very fond of.
Speaking of hiring, go ahead, you go.
How do we
mine's real quick. I know, that's weird. We've been doing this too long. We've been doing this too long. Mine's real quick. Speaking of hiring, you guys made a great hire about a month ago. Girl in the Verse, one of our good friends.
Oh, I love her.
She's the best. She
is a superstar. Let me tell you, I've seen her in action, like in passing, but now that she's on the team and being with her and around her, I mean, just the way she interviews, the way she interacts, and, her tenacity, her determination to get things done. I was telling her yesterday, I'm like, kudos to you. You're admirable what you do and how you do it and how you engage the people. Her personality is perfect for what she does.
Yeah, she's very she's so great on the spot too.
Yes.
It's funny. I was going to bring her up too. I was going to talk about your guys' content creators, and yeah, Girl in the Verse, and she was there interviewing people. I did just see, who did she interview? Oh, I forget the lady's name, but she made like the Lego art of,
I can't remember her name either. And she told me like 2 to 3 times, but
yeah. But that was super cool. I also forgot the token. So now it's just like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I just saw that interview she posted, I think today. And,
Master Rag ZY Art. That's all I have on Twitter.
Okay, sweet. There we go.
And the token was like Squid Grow or something, right?
No,
wasn't that?
No, it was.
That was.
Oh, it's for.
She did interview the guy with the mask, with the gold mask.
I wasn't talking about that guy. I was talking
you were
about. Okay, Ragsy Art.
Yes, Ragsy and Art. When she did the Lego for Brett on
Brett,
base.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So, but And then also, I think I saw that Storm is now a creator for you guys. And so what is it? What does that mean that, now you guys have creators that are saying, hey, I'm a content creator for Gokhshtein Media. What does that mean?
Love that you said that because, one of the things that we're building, at Gokhshtein Media is we are a cross between like Web2 and Web3. We consider ourselves decentralized, meaning that everyone has a voice. We don't filter. What I love to say is that we're not competing against other media companies, but we're competing against stories, experiences, how we make people feel. And in order to do that, we have to bring in talent, different type of talent that's able to create content that is catered and suited to different type of audiences. And every single one of them does have their audience. Every single one has their own expertise, their own knowledge within their wheel set. So by bringing on more content creators, we're able to expand on that storyline that we want to create. We're able to expand more on those experiences and, and create customers into loyal community members of our team. And I think the way that we seek talent and look at people is, what do they have to offer? Or even if they are a content creator that's probably not out there, because you're going to have superstars and then you're going to have people that might be underrated or that might be passed over or not looked at. So we try to look at talent that's underrated, but, they have something there. And how can we bring them on? How can we shine that spotlight? And then what are they able to deliver to our community and our public? Like Melina, she provides fun videos. She provides educational videos. She was a previous journalist. She was on TV media previously. So she's able to provide that skill set and that coaching to a lot of our talent that we're bringing in. Storm, she is known in this space. She's the founder of the Women of Venus. And, a lot of events want her presence there. You can say, she's kind of, I don't want to say influencer, but she influences people. And we have others that are big into trading, big into crypto. They're always looking into charts, meme coins and stuff like that. So they can provide that type of education. So in onboarding different type of content creators, we want to bring that diversity. We don't want our creators to be exactly the same. We want something different for every single piece of our audience. I think that was long-winded.
That was good. No, that was good. Who are some of the other creators that you guys are working with?
So right now, the creators that we have on our team, she just recently started rebranding. She's been on the team for a while. Her name, she used to go by Crypto Deb. So she just recently rebranded to Life by Deb because she wanted to create just more than crypto. And I'm like, girl, you can do whatever you want to do. We brought on Dyla.
Oh, yeah. That's who I also saw. Mm-hmm.
Dyla, Julie, we have Digi, then we just brought on recently Megan. She's big like in the MOG community and then the Harry Potter, I think. She's very smart girl. She graduated from Berkeley and from Harvard. So she brings a little bit of that psychology and wittiness and she's different. So I love that about her. We have Matt, but Matt is kind of like taking a little bit of time off right now. We have O'Day Osborne, which he is an MMA fighter. We have SMS on Solana. We have the Sunday Funday podcast, The Kill. He's been with David for a long time. We have Big Saucy, he's going to kill me. I always butcher his name. Big Sace. He just does like a little bit of our weather from New York. We have Josh, Erica. We just hired Alex.eth.
Dang, you guys got a lot of people on your roster.
And Dao Keves. Yes, we're growing. So right now we're a little bit on a standstill because I want to coach and develop our team, get them to where we need to be, especially when we go to events, because now we're partnering with events and creating plans on what the events want us to deliver in terms of content, writing articles, advertorials, marketing. So we're like, okay, let's get our content creators up to par to that. And then, we'll bring a little bit more after.
That's awesome. One sec, guys. Let me take a sip of my magic mind shot. I drink these things first thing in the morning because they have 55 milligrams of caffeine, which is honestly the perfect amount for me. And sometimes I'll take them in the middle of the day, like right now, just to give a little boost. When do you take your Magic Mind shots, Michael?
I drink mine first thing in the morning. We actually, believe it or not, we ran out of our whole first box, and my wife ordered the next box. So we really enjoy. I first thing in the morning, because I don't usually eat a big breakfast. It's like perfect to drink it and be ready to rock for the first few hours of the day, and even going into yoga. It's awesome.
Yeah, these things are small but mighty. They are 2 ounces, perfect little shot, and they have so many powerful, nutritious ingredients. They've got lion's mane mushroom, which is great for brain function, ashwagandha, turmeric, olive oil, matcha, black pepper extract, agave for a little sweetness, so they taste good too. And we have got the hookup for you guys thanks to our sponsor, Magic Mind. If you go to magicmind.com/NFTcatcherpod and you use code NFTcatcher, you can get 20% off. You can either just order them, by the 15 bottle, 30 bottle, or you can even do subscriptions and get them monthly. So make sure you go to magicmind.com/NFTcatcherpod and use code NFTcatcher to get 20% off.
The flow state awaits you.
So then the content creators, they're basically are they going to the events, or they're just kind of creating content that you guys put on your site?
They're going to events too. So depending on who we partner up, we will give them the roster of our content creators. So with their stats, what they're providing, videos, we create a marketing kit for them when they come on board. And that's what we present to partner sponsors. And then events that we partner up with, they also sometimes will come to us with the mindset of already the content creators that they want for their events and to represent them. Sometimes if they don't have who they want, we will present a list to them with their marketing kits, their marketing packages, and then they'll select based on, their profiles, their numbers, what they've seen. And we also provide demographics because we do deal with Web2 companies, so they run a little bit different than the Web3 companies. In Web3, everybody knows everybody. So everybody already knows everybody's reach, everybody's pool. But with the Web2 companies, there's more detail that goes into them trying to tap into this space and how our team can represent them while they're trying to come into the space.
Nice. That's awesome. And then also, so you're the VP of operations. How long have you been working with Gokhshtein Media?
Next month is going to be 1 year. I thought it was already longer than that.
Nice.
It's going to be 1 year. Believe it or not, I started off as a content creator. I wanted to be a content creator, speaker, get out there. And it just happened that one day we were talking about the company, how it ran, and things like that. And, he did have a previous leadership team. And then things, were just revamping, reshaping, restructuring of the whole company. And in talking with him and him understanding and learning my experience in the corporate world outside of here, what I was able to do with teams and bring that into things that I was noticing within the company. And he was offered me the position of director of operations. And then just recently, I would say around November is when, I think October, November timeframe, when he promoted me to VP of operations.
Congrats. That's awesome. It's very exciting.
We're running the whole place soon.
I know.
Switcher, I want to also in your profile is women of basketball. What's going on with that?
So
women's basketball is becoming gigantic, by the way. I watched more women's tournament this year than men's tournament, and it was awesome.
Yes, I want to start kicking it off. It was kind of at a standstill. I mean, the funds are still there. Everything is still there. So when I started the women of basketball, my daughter was going to college. And when we started going into colleges, learning about the recruitment and, the scholarships that they're offering, she ended up going into a junior college, which they are very limited on the funds and what they can offer. So some kids end up spending more just to go play ball. And that's kind of like a middle placement for them to possibly get recruited to a D1, D2, D3 university. Some of them go there because they either have bad grades or, they just need a little bit more seasoning. So I started it with the goal in mind to bring more awareness of how underfunded, how under-resourced the women of basketball are, and to also see how we are able to provide funds to assist, whether it's a couple of girls or whatnot. What ended up happening is that, at that time, I wasn't really seasoned in the space. Devs, I didn't know a lot of people when I started it. I had signed a contract that they were building a platform to mint NFTs. So credit card was not available at that time. Mobile was not available. So I lost a lot on that end. And, it was a year. That year expired already. So we are in talks with some of my friends that now I've met in the space, and they're like, hey, let's look at the contract. How can we revamp it? How can we put it back up there? But I'm trying to think, how I can bring it back to life in the sense of I want it to be more awareness, how can we disrupt society? Because I am in talks with some coaches and some athletes outside of this space that they're like, the more awareness you bring to that, it's such a big topic that you have to be ready to really, have backlash, people come at you. It's going to be wild. So in building Gokhshtein Media as well with the content creators and the team that I have, it's kind of almost like it's a balance. The funds are still there. And, even to my holders, I'm like, funds can be refunded back to them. And then whatever is left over, I will be donating it to one of the junior colleges. An athlete that needs it, they will be starting back up in August. Yeah, we're April, August, September.
I got you. Cool.
But I don't really want to give up on it. It's like when you're holding on something, because I do feel that there is something there, and we do need to bring that visibility to the female basketball sport.
Yeah, I agree. That's really cool. I didn't realize. So it actually was an NFT project, and that's cool. And you raise money for it, and I know you'll do some cool stuff. That sounds really cool. You said the holders, if anybody complains, you're probably like, we'll give you your money back. I guess so you don't have anybody. Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Think about it. Everything is public. The wallet's public.
Yeah, right.
So they'll see that the
see it sitting there.
Like, nobody's touched it.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. And I think things have changed even more now with like NIA laws and all that. NIL laws and all that. So there's definitely going to be a space for that. And women's basketball, like it honestly is, I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. I think it's really, there's a lot of stars in the sport, and it's becoming very popular.
Right. And the reason we didn't do it the traditional way, raising funds, it's because there's a lot of processes and procedures that you have to go through. And when you do raise it that way, it goes through the athletic department. And typically they do have a choice where those funds are going to go. So one of the things that we wanted to make sure is that when we were raising these funds, it went directly to the ladies of basketball, not the athletic department, where they would be able to disperse the funds as they saw fit.
Yeah. Cool. That's really neat. That's cool. That's a passion of yours, and you still sounds like you'll still do something, especially if it's
basketball.
Yeah. Are you? Did you play basketball?
No, my daughter did. She played.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
So when you're around it, just the community, the camaraderie, and the relationships that you build with the coaches, the parents, the athletes. It's just a whole different world.
Yeah, my son's at basketball camp today. They have a day off of school. We sent him to basketball camp. So, yeah.
How old is your son?
He just turned 8.
Oh man, yeah. If he sticks with it, it's such a fun sport.
Yeah.
That's
He's
cool.
He's tall too. So he's gonna.
Oh, nice.
I think he's a little player. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
How did you get into the Web3 space? You were kind of mentioning a little bit about the beginning, but not really. And I'm just kind of curious.
So I worked in the banking industry prior to coming into this space. Well, I worked at a company. They were a bank. And do you guys know who Miss Crypto Mom is? Brenda. I
don't think so.
She started popping off on the news. And one day I saw her and I was like, wait, that's my girl on the news. And, they were doing a segment on her, how she turned in all this money in crypto and she retired from the banking industry, all this stuff. And I was like, wait, what? So that is real. The funny thing is that, back in 2007, between 2007, I would say, and 2009, 2010, when information started popping up about the crypto space, I kind of started looking at it and I was told, don't play with that. Don't invest in it. It's just a lot of things. And I wish, and I'm that type of person that I do the opposite. And this time I didn't do the opposite. And I wish I did, like every single time. Probably would have been a billionaire right now. But when I saw her on the news and, she was talking about it, I was like, oh my God, then this is true. This is real. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey girl, tell me a little bit more. And she also told me, if you do go to Twitter at the time, they have spaces, you can learn about NFT. You can learn about crypto. There's a whole lot of information out there. She sent me reading materials. She sent me YouTube channels. And one day I tapped into Twitter and I went into a space and they were talking about NFTs. And, remember when those mega spaces used to happen and things like that? And I went down a rabbit hole and never came back out.
And when was this? What year was that?
I think it was towards the end of 2021. And then I didn't start making an appearance or being out there until I would say like around April, March of 2022. That's when I started like becoming this.
You started the bear market? That was literally the start of the bear market.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, yeah.
You kicked off the bear market. That's messed up.
No, so at that point, that's where, and what I meant by becoming visible is like, I changed my profile to show like my face. I put my name. Prior to that, it was like one of those, like whatever internet pictures, crazy name, because I didn't want anybody to know my name. And then once I started changing, that's what I meant by becoming more visible in the space. And I would sit there. And it's funny because some people thought that I was like a Shirley Lowe because I would never come up on stage. I would never talk. I was timid at that time, I would say.
Yeah, spaces are definitely intimidating. Like, even now, I don't really like speaking on spaces because I get very like, I don't know. And then if you're up there and then you have to like wait for your turn, you're like, oh, when is it going to be my turn to speak? And I'm just like, I don't like speaking on spaces.
Oh my God. Did you used to get like the sweaty palms and all that?
Oh yeah, sweaty palms. Like I'm like, or they'll get like itchy. Like I get like itchy palms and I'm like, it's like I drank too much caffeine and I'm just like, waiting. Like, I hate the anticipation. It's too much for me. But if you're hosting, then it's like, oh my God, the pressure of like, oh, we need to make sure everything is good and everybody gets a turn. And it's like, I don't know. It feels like so much, even
a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah, it's just a lot.
Do you remember Tim Cook, Mary Beth Salas, right around that time, Stacky? I think when I started attending a lot of the spaces, those are kind of like the three that I connected with. Mm-hmm. Mary Beth took me under her wing, Tim, and then Stacky, and then, it's all history from there. I think if I didn't have those three to start off at the beginning, I don't even know if I would still be here because it was scary.
So, okay, so now you are like totally out there public, but before you were shy. What was like the turning point, I guess, for you to decide to put yourself out there, and why did you decide that you wanted to be public?
I think the turning point was especially with what I was trying to build, the women of basketball, because I was so passionate about that. Then I was very passionate about building women empowerment, building up women leaders, coaching and development. Stacky was and Mary Beth too. They were huge advocates about me stepping out of my comfort zone. And, one time Stacky told me, it's like, just be you, be yourself. Because one of the things that I would always tell my daughter is that, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You're not going to be everybody's cup of coffee and vice versa. And you have to be comfortable with that. And working in the corporate world, I facilitated a lot of classes. and I traveled to facilitate classes too. So, I was always up in front of an audience continuously because it was always like anywhere from 17 to 20 at a time, for 3 months in a row or whatnot. And then we would travel and do that. So it was like class after class. So, it's like I was already out there, but in person. So it's like, why couldn't I do it in this space? I think it's just a bigger pond. So Stacky told me one day, just go out there, be yourself. You always say it's like you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, whatnot. So if you don't care about that, put yourself out there and build what you want to build a legacy, build something great, and, bring awareness to whatever you want to bring. And, what is your whole purpose of being out there and being seen?
I love that. Yeah, it's so true. It's like the people that like you, they'll gravitate towards you. The people that don't, they won't. Or actually, sometimes people that don't, they'll still watch you because even though they don't like you, they're still kind of intrigued by you. And eventually some of them turn over. Yeah, you'll have people watching you regardless of whether they like you or not.
And I think, Jen, has it happened to y'all? When it first happened to me and I got my first block, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What did I do? But then after I'm like, you know what? Block me, whatever.
I've said it before. Look, if you don't have haters, you're not popping off.
That's what they told me. It's like you got your first block. That means you're doing
right.
Good.
Exactly.
Keep on going.
Exactly.
Hyperventilating. No, I wasn't really, but I was just like, oh, what? Okay.
How could somebody hate me this much?
You blocked me. All right.
Yeah, I've definitely been. Yeah, it always is a little bit shocking too if like you don't. Like, you're just, looking at you're like, wait, what? I'm blocked? Like, you go to search somebody, you're like, wait, they blocked me?
Right? You never, and you're even interacted with them and you're like, wait, what? Okay.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. Oh yeah, Michael, you had cut out, so.
So, was I in the middle of saying something? I forget.
Yes, but if you forgot, then it's fine.
Okay.
You're like, Stacky Robinson, and then this is
because that name is just like the greatest name in crypto history. Stacky Robinson. Like I loved that name always. Jen probably doesn't even know where the reference is.
Jackie Robinson.
Okay, you got that one. I'm proud of you.
Jackie's
normally any references like past the year like 2002 are over Jenny's
2002. I was born in 1995, so
that's what I'm saying.
2002.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
if it goes before that, if it's like anything last century, Jenny's like, huh?
Last century? You don't remember anything from last century.
Jenny, you can be my daughter.
That's crazy because you, like, the fact that you have a daughter in college, I'm like, wow, you look so good. Like, your skin looks great. Like, I'm like, how do you look so good if you have a daughter in college? Like, that's amazing.
You never say that to me.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Look, it's so sweet. My sister that we were talking about that the other day because she looks very young for her age too. I'm not going to say her age because she'll freaking choke me. But one of the things that I tell her is that the way we eat is not the way that we used to eat. So back in the day, my mom was huge on skincare. And we rarely ate out. We probably ate out like once a month or once every other month. And we ate tons of veggies and fruits and, very healthy food. And I think that really played a big role in, our cells regenerating and stuff like that and we did that even in our early 20s. I'm like, now we eat like crap, we eat out, it's like and, and our kids too. It's like, I was like, and I was telling my sister, it's like, if we know what it is to keep great skin when we're in our 30s and 40s, why don't we do it with our kids?
Yeah.
But, get busy. Life is busy. Okay, let's beat the McDonald's, the worst.
Oh my God. No, my mom was the same. She was like, we never ate fast food. She was very against like candies and, it was very much whole foods, just eating things that are, what the ingredients are, right? It's like an apple. Oh, it's just an apple or chicken. It's just chicken. Like just sticking to the basics.
Because you have great glowy skin. Like your skin is beautiful.
I feel like I definitely have more wrinkles than you. I'm like, that's what I was trying to say. I'm like, how do you not have any wrinkles? I have
I
so many, and I'm 20 years old, and I'm like, what the heck? How do you look so young? That's crazy.
One of the things I'm going to be truthful about is that I hardly smiled in my 20s.
Is that the key?
I had the RPF. I am not going to lie, and people would tell me smile. People thought that I was really mean and, witchy and stuff like that. And then when they got to meet me and I would smile, they're like, you really have to smile more. And I'm like, I don't want to smile.
Oh my God.
Now I smile a lot all the time. But in my 20s, I was not big on smiling until I got to know you.
Okay, yeah, that's my problem. I smile too much, laugh too much. That's why. Got all the smile lines, everything.
Laughter is great. No, your skin looks great.
But you know what? Yeah, I think that it's like, yeah, as long as you eat healthy and, I'm always moisturizing. I put oils on my skin.
Yes.
That's the key.
He's looking at us like, look at the girls.
Anyway, I know.
Yeah.
Back to Web3.
Avocados too. They give you that.
Oh, yeah. Avocados. Good healthy fats. All right, back to Web3. So, I wanted to talk about, so last year you spoke at the United Nations 78th Science Summit.
I did. It was a surreal, exciting moment. And it was, let me tell you, I froze, Jenny.
Really?
I froze. I think I did 2 segments and I don't remember if it was the first one or the second. They had asked me a question and I was beginning to answer it. And then I paused and it's almost like if a light bulb in my mind went off, when the light bulb goes off and it's like you have to change it. I looked so panicked. Some of the girls were standing right in front of me and everybody was looking at me and some of them were like, you can do it. And then some of them, I think they were as shocked as I was like, oh my God. That moment, I literally wanted my chair to break. I wanted to fall. I wanted to fall backwards. And then I was like, I repeated the question and then kept going. So one of the guys that was there, he came up to me after and he was like, you know what? Sometimes when people pause and, whatever happened to you at that moment, it kind of feels like cringy and you feel like secondhand embarrassment for them. He's like, the way you were a trooper, you kept going. He's like, it didn't feel like that. And I told him, you know what? I am appreciative that moment happened because can you imagine how many Latina girls, all type of girls, doesn't matter, your race or whatnot, or even men that want to do public speaking and maybe that's their goal. There's always this facade that when we go there, it's perfection, and people are well articulate and you see them and you're like, oh, I can't do that. Look at how poised they are. Look at how they're able to navigate that conversation. But by that happening to me, one of the things that I wanted to show everyone is that we are human. It does happen to us. It's like, what do you do in that moment to pick yourself up and keep on going? And that way we can let everybody know, especially the girls that are coming after us, that if I can do it, you can do it. And it's okay to mess up. It's how you pick up and move forward from that point.
That is such a good lesson and so true too, because it's like when you're up there, I mean, I always feel like I always feel like I'm a bad public speaker. And I'm like, I think everyone kind of maybe everyone doesn't feel like that, but it's like most people, they're not like amazing public speakers. And the people that are have literally spoken so many times. It's like, you have to start somewhere though. And yes, it's actually kind of nice seeing when people like mess up or it's like, they don't seem like they're perfect. Cause you're like, oh, like it makes you feel more like I can do that then, if they're not like perfect about it, I can do that. I can try. And, but that's great and that's the key too. Like if you freeze up and forget what to say, like just, okay, what was the question again? Like re-jogging your memory and kind of repeating it. That's helpful.
Yeah. It's because, perfection doesn't exist. And we always see the videos of, the women being really well articulate, even the men being poised and you're like, oh, wow, they're great speakers. I feel that I articulate myself a lot better in writing versus speaking. And I always had a fear of public speaking, but I haven't really completely conquered it. One of the things that I have learned in studying public speakers as well is, I always thought that you had to use big words, big vocabulary and stuff like that for people to think that you're smart, intelligent, or whatnot. But I got to a point where it's like, you know what? I don't care anymore. And one of the things that I learned is that in order for you to be relatable to people and for them to understand your message that you want to convey, is that you don't have to use big words, but you have to be relatable. You have to be able to give a message that people understand, because come on, quite frankly, kids, our generation, they don't talk the way, a lot of older folks, that are from my generation speak. A lot of them don't even understand some of the words that are being put out there. It's more of a relaxed environment, but how can you give them nuggets and wisdom of what you've been through in a relatable way that they can understand?
Yeah, I like that. And that's so true. There's so much like slang too with the new generation of like, and all these like shortened words and phrases and yeah.
Listen to Jenny talking about the new generation.
The new generation. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. No,
So are you, what generation are you? You're not Gen Z, right? Or are you?
Who, me?
No, Jenny.
Oh, me? I think I'm pretty sure I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial? Okay. Yeah, I guess so. You probably are. Yeah. Gen Z's after.
Jen is like, I love Jen's personality because she is very wise and mature for her age, but she still has that very fun personality about her. She's like,
wow. Hit me up. Thank you. Oh yeah. Okay. I am millennials / Generation Y. Yeah. And then after that is the Zoomers / Generation Z. Then after that is Generation Alpha.
Oh, wow.
I bet.
So,
what is Generation
me and Andy are Generation X.
Generation X. Okay. Yeah. And then
we're like the end of Generation X, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Wait, when did Generation X end?
Probably 1980. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was born in 79.
Yeah, you make so it's 1965 to 1980 is Generation X.
I was born when Jimmy Carter was president.
Okay, I'm going to give myself away. I'm Gen X.
Let's go. You and Michael both Gen X. So yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay. Any other questions? Because I do want to get into gas wars since we're
yeah. Why don't we? So Leslie, you've been in Web3 for a while. Shout out. Who are some of your favorite artists or communities? Like, what are some of the projects? What are some of the things that you've been into? You said you had some, PFP. Just quick, you can just name a couple, just out of curiosity.
I have tons of PFPs right now. One of the ones that I'm really, really obsessed is their AR and technology is OD Labs.
OD Labs, yeah. The Lulus.
Yes, the Delulus, and then Pudgy Penguins. And another one that I really want to get into that I've been wanting to for a while, possibly the Sappy Seals.
Oh, nice.
There's tons more, but I think those are like when you put me on the spot, I can't think.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. Cool.
Those were good. Yeah, I really want to get a Sappy Seal too. I had one at one point and then I sold it. I'm like, oh, they're just so cute.
Let me tell you, I had a chance to go in when they were 300, 400, and 600, and then the ship sailed after that.
Dang. Yeah, it sucks when you get priced out and you're like, oh, like, I don't want to pull the trigger at this price. And then it's like, it never goes back down to what you want to buy in it.
Well, eventually it will.
Maybe. Well, no,
and then you won't care about it again.
Well, yeah, when it's back to, that's true.
Right.
And the ordinals, I missed out on the puppets or the monkey puppets or whatever.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm always late to the party.
I know. There's just too much going on and then it's just like, you have to prioritize and figure out what you want to, put your attention towards. And so it's just, we always see the stuff when it first comes out, but it's like, we have to make a quick judgment. Like, is this worth looking into? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
And, oftentimes it's just no. But okay, so Gas Wars, we're going to ask you 5 rapid fire questions each.
Okay.
So are you ready for this?
I think I am.
All right. I will go first. What piece of advice would you give to your 16-year-old self?
Oh, off the top of my head is like, keep going, keep trying. And, when you feel that fire is dying off, keep feeling it and don't stop regardless of where it tells you, it's like you're not worthy, you're not doing it right. It's like, just be bigger than life and smile more in your 20s.
Smile more.
Don't worry about the wrinkles.
Don't worry about the wrinkles. Yeah.
Correct.
Yep. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Enchiladas or a birria.
Nice.
Or what?
Birria? Ooh, birria. That's the best.
Oh.
Yeah. You make them homemade?
I do.
Ooh. What cut of beef do you use? What's the best cut of beef for that?
I used a couple of different ones. Roast the. You're
Chuck
putting
roast?
me on the spot.
I thought you were a chef now.
Yeah.
Now that you said it got
You know how it's like when people are
a
asking
chuck roast. You probably said it probably a chuck roast.
Yes. So it's like I
Mhm.
go to the store and I look at it and I feel it. Does that make
I
sense?
got you. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. No, I like to pick my.
Are you
And
Mexican?
Jenny's.
I am. My parents are Mexican. Yes.
Hey, I'm Mexican
Yay.
too. Let's
Yes.
go.
Let's go. You speak fluent Spanish?
Well,
I
I'm
do.
half. My mom was born in Mexico. I'm half Mexican, but no, poquito pero no mucho. Like my mom, she would speak some Spanish, but not really. So then I never really learned it, but then I took it 3 years in high school, and then I've been to Mexico a few times, and I lived with my grandparents for a bit, and they like only spoke Spanish. So I know, like I can get by, but
Then
I
you're
don't like
definitely
say it.
like my kids. I swear.
Oh
Because
yeah.
yeah, then you're definitely like them because my husband and I well, my ex, we were fluent Spanish and we never taught them because, it's like a way of talking behind the,
Oh, right. Yeah.
they wouldn't understand. So, but now they do a little bit, but they're not fluent either.
Yeah.
I regret it though.
Me gusto hablar español.
Poquito.
Oh,
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, Michael speaks, he's been to a lot of Spanish speaking countries, so he's pretty solid.
I love that.
I do okay. I can usually get my point across, but I probably sound horrible. But I can get across what I want to say.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Your question,
Is it
Jenny.
my turn? Okay.
Yep.
What is your favorite travel story?
My favorite travel story is when I went to Puerto Rico. I love the ocean. I thought I was a mermaid out there. And, we went on a, one of those, trips where they take you out to the sea and they're like, don't swim far away. Don't have your head down. I actually swam so far away from the boat. By the time I looked up, they were yelling for me to come back. And then, I ended up getting fever because I would not get out of the water, sun fever. So I don't know how that's my favorite story, but it was just the experience of it all in the ocean and just seeing something that I had not ever seen before. And meeting the amazing people of Web3. I have so many amazing stories.
In Puerto Rico? You met Web2 people?
No, I mean...
Oh, separately. Okay.
In the States.
Oh, nice.
States. New York, Miami.
Yeah, all the events.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be like, after, we disconnect, I would have been like, oh my God, no, this would have been my favorite.
Yeah, right? You're like, oh, I should have said this. Puerto Rico is so beautiful. I went to San Juan last year and oh my gosh, I was like, I could live here. Like I actually wanted to so bad. I'm like, I actually want to move to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
It's an island. It's beautiful. It's still part of the US. Like it's so cool.
Yep. If you could start a charity, what would it be?
If I could start a charity, what would it be? I think a charity would be to coach and develop a lot of people that are coming into this space that want to create, that want to provide education, and they really don't have the funds and the measures to do it. And how can we amplify them and educate them? That way they can also pay it forward to the other people coming in. Because I do believe that this space technology is the future of our young ones. And, how can we get more people to help educate? Because it is evolving rapidly. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of, hacking that's going on. And we are our own protectors in this space. You know, we don't have securities processes and measures like the banks do or like other entities to protect your privacy, to protect yourself. It's like we are our own self-custody, and sometimes we don't even know how to protect ourselves and educate ourselves.
What sport would you compete in if you were in the Olympics? Like if you could be really good at any sport, what would it be?
They don't have basketball in the Olympics. They do, right?
Yeah,
No.
they do.
I think they do. Yeah,
they
don't
do.
they?
Yeah, of course. The dream team and all. Yeah.
Oh, so Leslie and I just watched a documentary, The Dream Team with Coach. Definitely basketball.
Nice.
That's a good one. What is your favorite museum? Did I say it right?
My favorite museum. I don't know. Can I like?
You can pass. You can pass. And if something comes up, it does. If not, it's all good.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah, nobody really has a favorite museum, Michael. Come on.
I have a couple, but that's all right.
Actually, I kind of do. Actually, I kind of do. That's a lie. Okay.
Everybody else answered it until Leslie.
Wow. Leslie, you broke the streak.
Well, have I been to one is a question.
See?
No?
There we go.
Okay. Well, that might be okay.
Maybe not.
No, you know what? I've been to a baseball museum. I've been to Bordertown Museum where they had like little chairs. I went to a jail museum too. I can't remember. It's
Bordertown Museum where they had little chairs? That sounds invigorating.
Little chairs, little weapons. It was Bordertown, Nogales, Arizona. They had like that corner.
Oh, I got you.
It's not my favorite though.
Yeah, no. Nice. That's cool.
Maybe
all right, Jenny's turn. Oh, go ahead. Which one?
The baseball one. When we went,
was it the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Did you learn about Jackie Robinson?
Yeah, I think where is that one?
That's in Cooperstown, New York. It's like near Syracuse, kind of.
No, this one was like in there was one in Kentucky or Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's where they make the bats.
Yes, but that's not a museum, right?
Okay, I don't know. Never been there. Never been to Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I have either.
You know what? Let me go to a museum and then one day I'm going to tag you. I finally went to one.
Yeah.
I figured it out. This is my favorite.
I figured it out.
All right. What are 3 values that you treasure the most in a friendship?
The 3 values that I value the most in friendship is honesty, loyalty, and trust. And, you know, you don't have to, you know, sometimes what I mean with honesty is that sometimes things are going to hurt. Things are not going to be the way you want it to be or whatnot. But if we can be honest enough to have communicate about whatever's happening without us getting offended, but just understanding where we're coming from, I think that is one of the things that I really value.
That's underrated, honestly, because usually people, you know, it's like you sugarcoat or you don't want to say the truth because, you know, you don't want to hurt somebody. But oftentimes people want to hear the truth. They really do. They just, even if in the moment they might, you know, be a little offended by it, they'll appreciate it later.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. To me, those are the true friendships when people are able to tell me the truth about things versus sugarcoating it. Because, you know, I am the type of person that I will come back and be like, well, why didn't you tell me you felt that way? Or why didn't you tell me about this at that moment when there was a chance? I won't hold it against them and I won't hold a grudge, but then, you know, things shift. It's almost like you lose a little bit of respect with certain situations. And then once you completely lose the respect, it's so hard to get back to rebuilding that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are really good points. Your real friends are the ones that will tell you the hard truths. Those are the people that actually care about you. The people that don't will just let you do what you do. They'll take you out partying, whatever it is, but your real friends will tell you.
No, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Cool. Who is your favorite stand-up comedian, if you have one?
Oh, shoot. I can't even think of his name. I want to say Chris Rock, but it's not him. What is the other one? I can't think of his name right now.
Dave Chappelle?
No, you're going to learn today.
Kevin Hart. You're going to learn today. I don't know.
Oh,
Cat Williams. I don't know what you're talking about.
Kevin Hart. Well,
Describe him.
I really don't have a favorite one, but
okay.
I love Kevin Hart because he's so funny and goofy and sometimes like dumb. No, I don't want to say dumb. It sounds so horrible. But does it make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, he plays in his movies and stuff. He plays dumb or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it when him and The Rock banter.
Yeah, they're a great combo.
Those are like my favorite clips on TikTok.
Okay, I am up. Let's see if you can think of a song for this one. What is a song that brings back childhood memories?
Oh my goodness. Childhood Okay, so since you said childhood memories, Guns N' Roses, Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh no, that wasn't Guns N' Roses.
Wait, not Guns.
Who was it? Who is it? Pour some sugar on
That's
me.
the song. That's definitely the song. It's a great song. But I'll let Leslie try and remember who it was. Yeah, Andy.
Oh my God, how did I get that wrong? Bon Jovi was my mom's favorite. She's gonna kill me for butchering that. Yes, she used to play it a lot.
It wasn't who said Bon Jovi? It wasn't Bon. It was Def Leppard.
Wait, Pour Some Sugar on Me?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, Def Leppard. Oh, you can Google it.
Pour some. I mean, I don't know.
It was Def Leppard, and they had their drummer only had one arm.
Def Leppard. Oh,
can you guys clip that?
No,
we can if you want.
No, that's going in.
No. I'm kidding. This makes fun content because people are going to listen. They're going to be like, "What the heck?" Like
they're going to be like, "Def Leppard, Def Leppard."
The diehard, look, I'm even choking because the diehard fans are going to be like, "She don't even know," and she's come on, people. I come from a Mexican culture. I always spoke with Spanish.
That's amazing.
But I remember Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Great song.
Yeah, why was that why did that bring up memories from your childhood?
Because I remember we were in Phoenix, Arizona, and we were going down the highway in a car, and the wind was blowing. It was like one of the happiest moments before sadness happened right after. And before our lives got turned upside down, and up to that point, it was like super happy memories. My mother, the way that she was enjoying life, blasting that song. I was going on the highway, and I always go to my childhood and remember that happy memory before a really hard memory happens after that shifted our lives.
Wow. Oh, well, that's special.
So I always hold on to it, but I can't believe I remember that.
It's okay. You'll never forget now.
No wonder Mike was looking at me like, Leslie, you got one more chance to get this right.
That's how I was like, you can say it. Yep. Andy even put it in the chat. Andy put it in the chat there. I thought you saw it pop up, and that's why you guys were like Bon Jovi. I was like, what are you guys talking about?
He's like, Def Leppard.
Bon Jovi's great too. I used to love Bon Jovi too when I was like 10, 12 years old. Like that was like, couldn't get any better than that. Anthem rock.
Sing it.
Lay your hands on me. What's the real popular one by Bon Jovi? Jeez. Lay your hands on me. Well, they had one that was even more popular.
Come on, Living on a Prayer.
Yeah. Oh, and you give love a bad name. That's right. Now I remember it all. You give love a bad name was a good one. Living on a Prayer. Oh yeah. Take my hands and we'll make it. I swear. Oh,
right. Get it.
Let's go.
We got something right.
Yeah.
Why is Andy messaging me right now? Oh, he's okay. No, he's all good. He said he had to go do something at work.
Please stop saying.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's like, I can't even edit that out.
She's like, oh God.
And then I think Jenny, do you have a meeting? Are you late for a meeting? Are we?
Oh, it got pushed, but
it did. Okay, cool. Okay, so I have my final question. What is your prized possession? Not a person, not a pet, but what is like something you treasure?
A physical item?
Yeah.
A physical. Oh my God. I would say, there's like so many little memorable things, but I'm going to say something that brings me memories because it was given to me at a very special time is like these little diamond hoop earrings that I have. They were giving to me and I was promoted, and it was very, it's not that they're diamonds, or it's the sentimental value behind them and what they meant at the time that they were gifted to me.
Well, very
Love
cool.
that.
What a great combo. It was nice to meet Leslie. Hope we get to cross paths in real life. And it was awesome combo today, though.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, and hopefully everybody enjoyed this episode. We'll wrap it up now. Thank you all for listening to this episode of the NFT Catcher podcast, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.